Welcome back to another episode of 4 DMs and a Noob. This is still your current DM, Daniel Weber, formerly playing Gwen. Oh shit, I forgot my last name. It's been so long since I played him. My name is Gwendolyn Repper, and I am a serial killer turned pacifist. But for right now, I'm Daniel, just the DM and clipper of wings, smasher of bunnies, and
Stomper
strippers
of
of Janus. So we're going to go to my right first.
Ooh.
And please introduce yourself and your sad character.
Hello, I am Ryan the Clipped Butler. Okay, and I play Solon. I need a fucking cigarette.
I like the kind of name of Solon the Clipped.
Soul in the clip.
I bet you do. Thank you.
All right, next up is our wonderful monk.
So I'm Zach Church playing Normligor, our resident punchy plasmoid, who currently is the peddler of food. Sleeper punch.
You keistered the food in.
Oh man, you requested the food when we got it.
You are made for prison.
I can get into all the tight spaces.
And our noob of the group,
The Savage.
I am Janu, my character name, and then I am Josh. And character Janu found out he has a giant scar on his chest last episode. So things are happening.
After he was forced to strip
After I was forced to strip
in prison.
in prison.
and finally, Bunny Boy.
I'm
I didn't
Chase.
have to bend over a cough though.
Not yet.
That was after the.
That's for the
went out.
Patreon.
That's for the Patreon. I'm Chase Esmiel. I am playing Basil of the Rue. He is starting to find his voice again now that someone realized does not matter how well you speak, how well-witted you are, when you're corrupt, doesn't matter. So Basil is definitely finding his voice once again, and he is not happy.
Basil, welcome to politics.
Yeah, for real.
All right, so we will rejoin. We're going to rejoin Solon. Actually, we're going to rejoin everybody sitting in their cells right now. They have just finished their conversations with their dungeon masters, which are the cell block leaders of the group of inmates for each block. As all the conversations finished or start dying down, the sirens you heard earlier, those alarm bells, you now recognize that, especially from having previously when they first went off, seeing nobody on the outside, seeming to notice. Now that you're inside, everybody around you is covering their ears and their head. So you can tell that it's probably something coming from the ring. All the inmates are hearing this, and it's not incapacitating, but it's definitely attention-getting. So the alarms go off for just about 10-20 seconds. Make enough time to make sure everybody shuts up and starts listening. And then from a central, it sounds like it's coming from the walls of that central room. You can't really place, there's no speakers or anything like that, but the noises were reverberating outwards equally and able to go through the that glass that even just talking was really muffled on the other end. So you can tell it's really loud. But you hear, "Good evening, Eldoria! Are you ready for Bloodsport?" Yeah. And you hear, nobody is cheering.
Oh.
You hear the person over, like the voice that's coming out, actually going, "Yeah, shh, yeah, woo, yeah." All right.
Are all the prisoners just kind of irritated about that?
The collective ire.
Everyone is so annoyed. You can tell that they wish the sirens were back in their head.
you can feel the planet stop for just a second because of the collective eye roll.
Yeah. Basil, next to you, Fundes is like one of the metal bars that's made up one of the cots that he's sitting on. He's just crumpling it with one hand. Alrighty, Dungeon Masters, please bring your chosen ones to the door and wait for further instructions. Thank you very much. Everybody else, you may be dismissed. And when they say that, everybody that's not you guys and your Dungeon Masters just walks back into the room and kind of huddles up into a corner, like really uncomfortably tight together. And Gisello says to you, Janu, he just kind of looks at him and looks at you, confused, as you would be, and just says, there's no actual dismissal. It's just, if they don't do this, they just get killed. All right, gentlemen, you know the rules. Tell them to your champions if you so desire. If not, that's your choice too, and they'll find out by themselves. We do not care. You have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes until the games begin. And you hear huge rumbling. And the walls in front of you, that big circular wall, the whole thing starts to lower. And when it reaches the bottom, there's an octagon. You can see through the octagon. It's basically like a chain link fence, but it's a full octagon. But now you can see through to all the other cell blocks. So each one of you can see that next to the door and the doors see through too. So you can see each one of you and the dungeon master with them. So everybody sees Norm standing next to Johnny Coin with his guitar. Everybody sees Basil standing well below Fundes. Solon is standing a little bit above Insider Tradewind, the gnome. And Janu is standing uncomfortably close, but a little bit away from Gisello Hebverd, who is currently clenching his fists.
Did I get my clothes back?
He advised you not to, but you can if you would like to.
Just bare chested.
Pull down the pants too.
Quick question. Would these clothes be like accessible? Can I like get them and throw them into the octagon and just leave them laying in the octagon? Is that something I can do?
Are you asking Gisello that?
I'm asking you that as the DM. Is that something where I can get them and just kind of toss them in?
Seems like it. See, I mean, you don't see any reason why when the door opens you wouldn't be able to.
Okay, then I just do that. I just throw them into the octagon.
All right. Well, right now the door's still closed, so you can just have them over in the corner. But yeah, when it opens. So that's it for the announcements. So now you can speak to your dungeon masters if you want, or wait 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start a IRL timer.
All right.
Not just yet. I'm going to give you a second to think about it. What you want to ask? Actually, wait, no. Sorry, I had forgotten that I already made a mechanic for this. All right, so we're going to do, you can ask the person in your cell any number of questions. You can ask the person in the cell to communicate with the prison language to any of the other cells up to 5 questions. So you can ask, and again, this is if they want to do it for you and if you believe them and all those things that come with it. But you have time to have them relay 5 questions if you want to. So if you're trying to ask more about the dungeon master, or if you just want to communicate with your friends, whatever you want. But you can, the person that's in your cell, you can ask whatever you want to. You have plenty of time. So whoever would like to go first.
Noob goes first.
Why the new?
Because you need the most time.
So Gisela is just standing next to you, looking straight forward, not offering any free information.
So if I say, what's about to go down here?
Well, you're going to. Do you see that gnome right over there, next to that devil man?
Yes.
That's Insider Tradewind. He's the dungeon master for that block, and you're going to challenge him to something. So the general rules. The voice comes back over and finishes the rules that I didn't say. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies, I forgot to tell you the rules to the game. Rule number 1, challengers choose their contests. The dungeon masters are never the challengers, they are always the challenged. Rule number 2, if you are caught cheating, you will be punished. Rule number 3, if you are caught cheating 3 times, you will be disqualified. Rule number 4, there are 10 rounds maximum before both people are disqualified. What do the rounds look like? That will be judged by the referee. Rule number 5, all winners have the chance to fight for freedom as a group. You now have 4 minutes.
Okay, so it did say we do have, we can actually just fight as group versus them. Like, all of us versus them.
So the winners for each one, and you can ask, the guy will tell you that. The winners of the individual ones get to do a group challenge for freedom.
I mean, couldn't we technically make it where, since we make the challenge, that it's us versus them?
Are you asking me?
Yes, the DM.
You don't know.
Okay. Let's see. Well, tell me this, Giselo. You have some experience killing gnomes.
I do.
How did you bring, or how did you get accused of bringing those gnomes down?
Oh,
You said genocide, but what did that look like when they read the charges?
mostly it was about being found by the paladins of Tyr while I was bathing in a pool of blood.
How would you kill a gnome if you had that opportunity?
I drink them.
You drink them. Okay.
But generally, if you remove the head,
When
that usually works.
when I'm fighting this gnome here, like, can there be any interference whatsoever from
From the outside?
the outside? Yep. Or is it just me versus them?
There's ways to do distractions and things like that. As far as teammates or friends go, there are a few gangs in this prison, and they generally work together to try to help throw each other off a little bit. But as far as actual involvement, I've never seen it done. Not to say it can't be done.
Has he ever lost before?
He has.
What was the challenge that he lost on that you can remember?
The challenge, it was this overly intelligent dickbag. What was his name? He was a high elf. I can't remember. He challenged him to some contest about drinking poison. There was 2 cups, and I couldn't really follow it because I got bored. But the gnome did lose that contest and was very sick for a while.
In the
There was another one where he was challenged to grappling, and he lost that one. Not to say he's necessarily bad at it.
Any weaknesses that you know of this particular gnome?
Well, he's weak. He's very uncharismatic. And a lot of his attacks come from weapon systems that he doesn't have. He's an artificer by trade. Now, with that said, I would not put it past him to have a bevy of small weapons on him.
Would that be considered?
He has money.
Would that be considered cheating?
It would if he was caught. So to be caught, there's going to be a referee, Warforged, one of the guards, in the cell with you, in the cage with you at all times. They're fairly perceptive, but it's not impossible to get things by them.
What are the typical punishments for cheating for the first 2 times?
It's really hard to say. If it's a physical thing, usually it's a physical response. For instance, if they had caught cheating on that goblet test, they probably would have made you take a sip of something.
Okay. I'll let y'all give an opportunity because I know the 5 minutes is coming.
I look to Tradewind, and my first question is, can I have a cigarette?
You may. He hands you one, pops his case open, and hands you another cigarette. And these are, by the way, fantastic cigarettes.
Oh, great. Addiction. Okay, so, can I have a light as well?
Absolutely.
All right. Who am I up against?
Well, you see that vampire over there? The one standing next to the person with the big scar in his chest.
I don't know who that is either.
That is Gisello Hedvard. He's not a good person to do this against.
Why is that?
He's very good at murder.
I didn't know this was a fight.
It doesn't have to be. You get to choose your challenge, but he does sometimes still try to murder, even if that's not the challenge. And it gets him disqualified a lot, so that's good. But when it doesn't get him disqualified, and if there's challenges that he feels like he can win, he'll do the challenge. But if he feels like it's a challenge he'll lose, he doesn't enjoy losing.
Well, what are the limits on what we can challenge others to do?
Think of something. In general, pretty much everything goes. They may adjust a rule or two because people have tried to do stupid things like have the name that I have as the challenge or guess what's in my pocket. Just stupid things like that. But with the pocket thing, they kind of allowed it, and then Fund is removed his legs and found what was in the pockets. So that didn't really work. But yeah, basically, as long as it can be a competition that's worth watching, they'll allow it.
Next question. When I am free, where can I get these cigarettes?
You come back to me.
Got it.
Not personally, of course, because once you get out of here, never, ever, 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 ever come back. But you can give me correspondence. I'm one of maybe 3 people in here that can actually get things done. He's very proud of himself when he says that.
And you want to stay in here then?
Yep.
Okay then. No further questions.
I don't have any questions for Fundus. I'm not going to get anything.
Come on.
No, he already told me who I'm going against. I'm good.
Johnny,
Yep.
who am I challenging?
Fundus.
Well, you see that big thing over there? That's Fundus. dumb as a box of rocks, but he will also just eat a box of rocks. He's one mighty big contender.
He seems like somebody that may be difficult to punch till he goes to sleep.
That would be correct, yes.
Hard of head, thick of skull.
Very much a both. He is a barbarian, a bugbarian.
I see
And
what you did there. I appreciate that.
Thank you. He's a fairly accomplished one at that. Very, very dumb. But very, very strong and surprisingly fast. But he will just probably go at you unless you're able to convince him in some way to do the challenge that you want to get set for him. Or if you can trap him. That's what most people beat him by exploiting his stupidity. Not to say he hasn't been beaten before. There's been some people that surprised me,
I have
taking him down a peg or two.
one question. What? Now, I lied. I apologize. I have more than one question. I have one kind of pressing question. What happens if one of the dungeon masters loses?
Well, another dungeon master takes his place.
I meant more literally. What, like, if you lose, are you just, for lack of a better term, taken out?
No, you come back here. I've lost plenty of times. I've lost my spot plenty of times, and I just get it back.
I ask only because quite literally every other person in there that you can, like, the one with the scar is a friend. The one with the loot, the bunny, is a friend. And the one with, oh my god, what happened to his wings?
Is that your friend?
What's left of him?
Looks like that birdie's been shot down.
I guess my question is, what would it take to try to get a collective to win?
Are you asking for outside of surrenders and forfeits, which would be mighty hard to get by, especially that Fundus over there. And Gisello too. He gets a little bloodthirsty. This is his feeding time.
That's horrifying. But
It
thank you.
is.
But what if? Is there any way to ask the other people questions?
Absolutely. We got time. And going back, so you got time to, if your people decide to agree to, they can relay back and forth up to 5 questions, 2 total. So like not 5 between all of you. So like Chase, you get to ask 5.
Okay.
Josh, you get to ask 5. Zach.
Right.
Would you mind having Fundus ask our Harangon friend how the meeting, if you can, I don't know how complex this can get, the meeting with the warden went?
All right, let me think about this. Fundus is up. All right, let's see. Rabbit, meat, devil, good, bad. And then he waits a second. Fundus asks you, do you like the devil?
I'm gonna roll perception to see if
Absolutely. Insight.
Insight.
You know, I'm going to do insight at advantage because you're able to see Norm asking, like, you know what's happening, and you know what Fundus is.
18 or
18 does.
okay.
Yeah, from context clues, you could pretty well put together that he's asking if you liked the devil.
Yeah. I look over to Funness and say, tell him only bad with devil.
Bunny boy kill. Bunny boy's gonna kill him with Fundus. We go. Yep. So he relays it, and Johnny says, "Sounds like he hates me." I don't know what that means, but and I can tell by his eyes. There's some fire in those eyes.
I also look to Fundus and say, oh, also, tell him that Warden wants a trap challenge, escape challenge.
And the warden wants to escape a challenge. I'm not entirely sure. It's Fundus, so you gotta get what you get, but
If I may be so bold, I think we should collectively try to get everybody in here to fuck everything up.
well, I sure do love that. Good old prison riot's fun. You've seen them. But even when we had 400 here, didn't do a damn thing. These Warforged, they were gifted by someone named King, but these were created specifically for this prison. They are all linked together under the warden's control, and they will not stop until they die. And there are another 40 in the barracks at any point in time, right next to the armory. And not these ones. I don't think Fundus could take a single one by himself. And once these guys get to the armory, there's no stopping. This is an army.
Maybe not full frontal attack, because that seems unadvised. What if we just made everything that much harder?
You're talking about active non-compliance?
If that might work, but if you step on something and it stabs into your foot, what do you have to do? You have to stop.
All right, tell me what you think.
I think that once we're all together, we can use this time to hash out something more than just what we can talk about in here.
Well, the problem is we don't get all together. 2 go into the cage at a time.
Yes. But I think that would be easier to communicate to the others than trying to hand signal our way through this.
Well, brother, let me put it this way. You do what you got to do. If I see a spot where I can help you without hurting me, I'll do it.
Beautiful. Would you mind? I don't know how to explain that to the others.
Give me it in 10 words or less.
Talk on field first, then figure it out.
All right. He relays it perfectly to Johnny and Solon. Basil, you get talk on field. Figure out. Talk on field. Figure out. John and Solon, would you like to glean any information or passing the information to your friends.
I look to Mr. Tradewin, and I have him spend all of my questions on asking each person in a simple way, who is fucker who clipped wings?
I
you-
bow.
Everybody
As
collectively
soon as
goes,
you ask, like,
Warden.
you ask him that, he just goes, "Oh, that's the warden."
The
Yeah.
warden.
Yeah, that's the warden. Fritz Helmut. The clippings are gonna be in a jar behind one of his bookshelves with his other souvenirs.
I know
Got
what I'm
it.
going to do to the warden.
Oh, I know what Fundus is going to do to the warden.
Is there anything else you want me? That was easy. When anything bad goes on, it's the monster.
I didn't know if it was one of the Warforged that did it while they dragged me away.
No, and even if they did it, they're not really there. They're kind of like sentient beings trapped behind the soul of the machine itself. Like, technically, they're in there, but they haven't been there since they arrived here. If that
Are-
makes any sense.
Are they under the control of the warden?
I don't know how, but absolutely tootly.
Hey, Gisello, do you hate the warden?
I want to turn the warden so that I can torture him every night until the sun dies.
If I said, could you control your bloodlust if it meant getting to the warden, would you be able to do that?
Depends on how much blood and how long.
The blood on my stuff for maybe a few minutes.
I could do that.
Okay.
You guys ready?
I have Fundus send a message back to back over to Norm, asking, "Don't fight. Wait to kill Warden or kill Devil."
Okay. It gets across. I feel like
Yeah.
those are all pretty power words.
You see Norm from long distance just.
Can I have another cigarette to go?
Yeah, absolutely too.
I like you, Tradewind.
And you know what? Just in case you win, take one for the road.
You're the gnome.
And then he kind of like taps his Madoff, come here. And then this little half elf walks over and he's like, "This is Madoff pyramid scheme."
One second. I'm sorry. Are all 8 of us Are all 8 of us gonna be us 4 and our masters? Are we gonna be together at once?
No, it's gonna be 2 at a time.
So we have to but we're all gonna be kind of in the around the octagon, right? We're not in our blocks anymore.
It sounds like that.
Okay.
Yes, you haven't asked, unless you want to ask directly. Well, yeah, you can just ask him directly. He'll say 2 will go in. So this is how it's gonna work. 2 are gonna go in to the octagon, and then the rest of you will be on. You'll go into like an outer layer. There are. I'm gonna show you a picture of this and then try to explain it. So there's the main octagon, and then there are 4 sets of basically bleachers around it, like concentric circles around it, like a stadium or an amphitheater. However, none of those they used to be filled, but now it's just for the competitors, and everyone else has to stay back in the corner. And that was done because of a riot in the past. So yeah, you will all be a lot closer to each other, but still physically inaccessible from each other.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Madoff pyramid scheme comes over and Give me your fire. Give me your fire baker. Give me your flint.
Real
And,
quick, are they allowed to say, like, because you said, like, oh, no names challenge? I'm sorry. Is that rude of me?
No, you're good. Go on.
Like they said, no name challenges, like, or have the same name as me. So they do have the right to say no, you can't do that challenge. Something else.
Well, if you do something like that, what's going to happen is the Warforged will shut down for a second while they probably relay it up, and then a change in the challenge will be made to keep it as close to the original as possible, but something that's more of a challenge. Now, when that happens, usually depends on the mood and if you've personally upset the warden or not. He'll give you some time to come up with another challenge. They really do like to try to make this as fun as possible for them to watch. So you're not, as much as you are being screwed, you're not necessarily being screwed there. If that makes sense.
I also, before the start, asked Fundus, what are the consequences of losing?
Depends on challenge. Imprisonment, for sure. Sometimes you die or lose things. But depends on challenge.
Will we die by the warden's hand or is it by the hand of our competition?
Competition, unless you cheat enough. Or sometimes the punishment is accidentally too hard he's using big words. Sometimes guards hit too hard and people don't wake up. And sometimes if people try to beat system in boring way, then both could die.
Sounds good.
Fundus does not die.
Oh, Fundus. Quick question for you. You see the slime man over there?
Yes, Booger Man.
Yes. Well, he is probably going to be your competition.
Oh.
But listen to this. If you keep him alive, we will have opportunity to kill Warden. You can't kill him this time. Fundus, really, this is your way to get back at the Warden. We all
persuasion.
have to survive.
I'm just letting y'all know, if I go first, I'm gonna have the craziest
19.
idea that's gonna be super awesome or blow up in our face.
19.
It'll be alright.
Okay, so he goes, how fun does win? Fun does not kill.
Well, think of it this way. It's not winning the challenge, it's winning the opportunity to kill the devil.
How?
By
How does losing help Fundus?
Well, think of it.
His eyes are narrowing just a tiny bit.
Think of it this way. If we keep all of us alive, we can have enough time to think about a way to get back at the devil.
Fundus does not think.
You don't have to do any thinking. We'll do the thinking, and we will let you go crazy and let you kill the warden however you please.
Fundus rage?
Full rage. Tear him limb to limb. You can grab
So what
his...
Fundus do? Fundus kills Booger Man.
No, Booger Man, not Devil. Devil is a man that keep you in here. Booger Man. Don't kill Booger Man, so we can kill Devil.
Booger Man kill Devil?
You get to kill Devil by letting Booger Man live.
Oh.
It's called the Lawn Con.
Fundus likes Dinkin.
And I will be by your side to help you think anything through that you want, so you get to kill Devil.
And not have to think?
If you don't want to think, I'll do it.
No!
I will do thinking for you, Fundus.
Oh, bunny boy. He hugs the shit out of you. Make a strength saving throw.
Bye, bunny.
13. Plus 19.
48. Head pops
So
off.
yeah, I mean it's not gonna. I'm not gonna do damage to you, but I mean
It hurts.
he's crushing you a little bit, and you
Poop
can't
pellets
breathe.
just shoot. Yeah, as
Yeah.
he does his poop pellets.
Yeah, it's like an upside down pesticide.
Yeah, yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
And then he stops, puts you down, and goes, "Fun is like you, bunny boy. You fun as friend."
You're my friend, Fundus, through and through. Let's get through this, and remember, leave Booger Man alone, so we can kill Devil.
All right. So he messages over to Johnny, who relays it to you. Johnny goes, he says he's not gonna kill you.
This might be the best news I've heard all day. All day.
So before we get into this competition, I'm not gonna say combat competition. It could be combat. For our dear listeners and for our noob here, normally when combats are created, there's a CR rating. So you like their stats, and you put your group up against the enemies, and it all equals out. What I've done for this is created player characters for you. They're each level 3, and they each have a class. So they are all better than you off the bat. So level 3 to level 1 doesn't seem like a huge difference, but the hit points difference, and I mean there's the lack of weapons takes some out.
I like the magic.
But yeah, you're definitely at a disadvantage.
It's like quadruple the hit points.
So if there's anything else that you guys would like to ask them or relay to each other, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to have you guys roll off to see who goes first.
Let's
Solon's ready.
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
So we roll
All right.
D4 and see who gets the highest.
D20.
D20.
Do we do initiative?
Highest rolls goes first.
I hope I go first.
Plus
Yeah,
our
these will be
normal
your initiative rolls.
Oh,
These
initiative.
will work for initiative rolls for the...
I'm going last.
Dang
Doesn't
it.
matter.
12.
I'm going first.
I rolled a whole ass 1.
I rolled 22.
Man, I had a really cool idea too.
Basil, what are you?
Well, what's the
Janu,
So it's
initiative
plus your
is plus
dex.
dex.
dex? What is dex at?
Maybe under your ability scores, like your big numbers.
Oh,
I mean,
Plus three
if I'm
to
adding my
initiative.
dex to my critical failure,
Yeah.
it's
oh, it's not dex right here.
No, it's plus
Oh,
3
plus
to your
3? Oh, so
initiative.
9. Wait, no. 12.
And what'd you get,
Watch out,
Solon?
where you good to
Solon got
go. I got 12.
What'd you have on the die?
Die was a 10.
I had a 9.
Okay.
Dang.
And Norm Lagore, what'd you get?
I got a 1.
Cool, 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 cool,
on the
cool,
dice.
cool, 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 cool.
Cool.
DM's favorite.
Cool beans.
After you give your challenge, I want to tell you what my challenge was have been, just so you see.
Oh, absolutely.
Just to
I
see
want
if
get
you would have
this very,
said-
very much.
Yeah.
Because I'm annoyed now that you don't get to. Because whenever there's like a huge risky play, I love seeing those.
I mean, but I don't want to say it because then you could technically say it too.
So here's the thing. You could probably still do it.
Yeah, just
You can pass the information to him if you want to.
How would I? Okay.
He said we could pass the information to the person.
You can pass one more thing before the announcement comes on.
I'll just type
10 words or less.
Well, you gotta do hands. You gotta do hands.
yeah,
Because it's got to go through. You can come over and tell me, or text me, or you can write it down. That's fine.
Okay. Well, no. Oh, it's okay because if I'm relaying the information, if I'm relaying the information, but it has to be 10 words or less.
If you want it to get through to Fundiz,
That's-
probably.
Okay. Let's see. Who's his opponent?
Johnny Coin.
the one that's with you.
No, the one that's with me.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny Quinn's with you. Okay.
I guess we could say maybe Johnny, same team, all 6'2" versus Warden wearing garment.
Say that one more time. Johnny, same team.
The other 6'2" also, right? That's 7 words or 6?
7.
Dang it.
Or I can take out the.
Okay.
So 6.
Versus Warden wearing garment. And I'm like doing this with my to show you it's the garment that I was wearing.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for fun.
I told you it's crazy, right?
I like this idea.
Okay, so a lot of that's gonna be. All right, so Basil, you get, and you know what? I mean, yeah. Okay, so Basil, you get. Johnny Friend, 6 verse Warden, wearing shirts.
Did he get to do this thing too?
He thought you were hungry.
Okay. That's okay, I can work with that.
So
Can I roll perception, I guess, based off what... Actually, no. I'll just play as is.
all right. Let's do
Alrighty then, it is time for Bloodsport.
And again, this is just the guy doing that.
Norm's boo.
First challenger into the arena. Your ring will light up right now.
And your link starts just beep, 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 beep. Like shining bright purple. Or a dark purple. And your door opens.
Mhm.
And Fundiz goes, "Go first, bunny boy. I go wait in stands."
Okay.
Norm
So-
reaches up and gives Johnny a high five. Just wet.
I look over and I say out loud, because I don't know who else to say, says, my challenge to my dungeon master is a battle of the ballads.
Oh shit!
We're gonna have a performance off, ladies and gentlemen.
So when he says that, when Basil says that, that same reverberation goes through. So you can all hear that in yourselves as well.
Okay. So, okay.
And Johnny just goes and strums his guitar, just plays a couple chords. So yeah, you're able to walk straight into the octagon. Fundiz is escorted, and you're escorted by 2 Warforged on either side, and so is Fundiz. And they escort him to a reserved seat on the side. There's 3 rows of bleachers. He is in the middle row.
Okay.
And there are directly behind him 2 Warforged, and there's a Warforged in the center of the octagon. And there are 2 more behind where everybody else is going to sit. So a total of 9 in this area. 8 in the bleachers and then 1 in the middle.
Alrighty then. Now that we have our challenger in the arena, Dungeon Master, you know him well. The man in darkness, Johnny Coin.
And Johnny, the door opens. He walks out. Everybody is just cheering their asses off. He pulls out a hat from like behind the door that he had, puts it on. It's a black hat. Tips it down. Just starts strumming.
I'm sitting in Eldorian behind these stone cold bars. My past life as a rogue led me to these scars. The dungeon master's judgment it hit me like a blast. Now I'm paying for my sins in this prison built to last. Well, I'm trapped in Eldorian with no way to break free. With each passing day, I yearn for my party, but when the shadows fall and the guards look away, I'll roll the dice of fate and plan my escape one day. In this cold, dark cell, my wizardry's all I got. Counting the spells I've learned in this damp and gloomy lot. The paladin next door, he's been praying for a chance to break the chains of Eldorian in this wretched circumstance. Well, I'm trapped in Eldorian with no way to break free. With each passing day, I yearn for my party, but when the shadows fall and the guards look away, well, I'll roll that dice of fate and plan my escape one day. The bard across the hall, he sings tales of our quest, of dragons and dungeons and treasures in a chest, as I sharpen my shield and scheme in the night. Well, I'll find a way out of Eldorian's cursed sight. Well, I'm trapped in Eldorian with no way to break free. With each passing day, I yearn for my party, but when the shadows fall and the guards look away, I'll roll that dice of fate and plan my escape one day. One day I'll break these chains in the name of destiny and rejoin my party in the realm of fantasy. But until that moment comes, in this prison I must stay, rolling the dice of fate for a brighter D&D day.
Y'all be careful now. It's pretty dangerous out there.
And as the music fades away, he tips his cap to you. Your turn, pardon.
You hear someone? Yeah!
Now that's a bar.
Yeah, the whole crowd is just all the stuff. People are bang like they've left their corner and they're banging their fists against the screen and just making a whole ruckus out of it.
It's Norm has extruded 2 pseudopods. It's just like whole like hands on head, like what the fuck?
Alrighty, and that was our very own Johnny Coy. Alright, we're going to give this new contender just a second to dry up his britches, find and tune his lute, and get ready for whatever the hell he's going to do. I'm excited. What about you guys? Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, ah.
All right. Damn.
Wait, was that Chase or was that Basil?
No, that was me.
Damn.
Just so you know, for everybody listening, that is what a DC 20 sounds like.
Cool.
Not impossible, but that's a high one.
All right.
This happens when you challenge another person with the instrument to it.
Oh, gosh.
You can do this, Basil.
What is that?
In the hellish prison, where shadows will dwell, our spirits tested daily in the warden's wicked spell. The devil in disguise with power he does wield, but together united we shall make our grand appeal. Oh, heed this call from the depths of our despair. In this fiery ballad, we defy our defiance we declare. To stand against the devil, we'll bide our time and wait for a grand uprising to challenge our cruel fate. With chains of fiery gates, he thinks he's in control, but deep within our hearts, he's a burning soul. In this fiery ballad, our secret we will unveil, our plan for liberation in the devil's fiery jail. Oh, heed this call from the depth of our despair. In this fiery ballad, our defiance we declare. To stand against the devil, we bide our time and wait for this grand uprising to challenge our cruel fate. We'll rally all the sinners from each fiery cell. With voices rise together, we'll break the devil's spell. In the darkest of damnations, we'll find our guiding light. To challenge the devil, we'll rise against the night. Oh, heed this call from the depths of our despair. In this fiery ballad, our defiance we declare. We stand against the devil, we'll abide our time and wait for a grand uprising to challenge our cruel fate. Oh, our plan's a simple symbol, a message dark and clear. We'll throw our fiery defiance, erase every fear. With unity and courage, our destiny we will create. As the devil's powers crumble, we'll escape this fiery state. Oh, heed this call from our depths of despair. In this fiery ballad, our defiance we declare. To stand against the devil, we'll bide our time and wait for the grand uprising to challenge our cruel fate. So condemned souls, stand together. Let your voices soar. In the flames of liberation we'll raise and explore. With our plan set in motion, we'll no longer hesitate. Our time has come. Our destiny will celebrate.
Well, everybody give that boy a hand! And
Johnny's like
Johnny
slamming on
clapping
the
for it.
walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and
Roll like a motherfucker.
I need to.
I'm not gonna give it advantage, but you do have inspiration. All right, go ahead and roll. Perform. Did you crit?
I have 18. So 18 plus for performance plus 7.
You hit it.
I hit
You hit 25.
25.
So
So-
the Warforged stands there. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So for you, I would say you don't have to put that exact beat, but I just wanted it like with something epic.
I'll see what I can do.
Yep. Because I don't know if I can beat the.
I mean, some dark slam poetry background might work for that.
100%. It sounded like you were summoning corpses from the grave.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Like it's a song of death and despair, but it really
Rammstein
is.
in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah, I actually was trying to get a AI to make me like a deep, like evil sounding beat, and then I was gonna play that song through it.
Do that, or is the...
He looks down with his ears dropped down when he raises back up, eyes rolled the back of his head.
Go.
All right. So you finish. Everyone's just again pounding, not cheering anymore. They're just pounding, and you can see it, like people are pissed. Johnny's he's smiling. He's proud of you.
Yeah.
He claps you on the back. What happened, little man? You did good today.
Thank you. Whatever your fate is, let it be intertwined with ours.
The Warforged stands there for a second, doesn't do anything, and then turns over to you. Says, "Go, wait in the winner's circle," and points straight out the entrance to the first ring, where there's another Warforged waiting to.
I do as they say.
And then he turns to Johnny and goes, "You are no longer dungeon master. Loser." And Johnny doesn't say anything. He just walks straight back. Once he gets back in, everyone's clapping on the back anyways. He's feeling like a king.
So all the prisoners heard what I was saying, right? Could I tell?
Yeah,
him?
all the
Okay.
prisoners heard exactly what you saw.
Okay, cool.
Good way to get the message across. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that was one heck of an introduction to this year's Bloodsport. Next up, we have our challenger. Your ring will light up and enter the ring, please.
Solon, your ring starts lighting. The door opens in front of you.
Yeah, I take
Oh,
a-
and as soon as that as soon as he starts talking, everyone went back into the corner of the rooms again.
okay.
Like, oh shit, no, we gotta.
So I take a deep breath, inhale of my cigarette, exhale, and I walk out slowly towards the center of the stage.
As soon as you're about to leave, no, okay, no. Never mind.
Yeah.
All right, so you start walking. Guy leads you into the stage, and then leads Insider Tradewind into his spot on the second tier.
Alrighty, challenger. You will be challenging the notorious, the vampiric, the sucker of blood, the murderer of nuns, Gisela Hedberg.
And his opens, and he walks in. And I don't know if I said it, but when Johnny Coin opened, Johnny, you went and got in your seat. So whenever the cell doors open, both people went in. So now all of you are in the stands.
I have my. I'm just holding on. I'm not wearing it, but I'm holding the.
Sure. Okay. And so Gisela Hedberg walks straight, or he gets walked into the corner. So now you don't feel uncomfortable with your shirt anymore. You can put it on if you want to.
Not yet. Challenger, what is your Death Wit challenge? What is your challenge?
Let's see. Normally it would be something flying, but you stole my fucking wings. So
And you notice Gisela's like smelling and like perturbed. Because he's not smelling any blood.
yeah. But so all I have left, besides these cigarettes, and I'm not giving you any of these to challenge you and to smoke off, is my cooking skills. I challenge you to a cook-off.
I accept.
Raw meat.
I accept.
Any creature, your choice.
You
That doesn't make any sense. I have to compete.
cook first.
Okay. It's not gonna be pretty dry though.
I don't need all of you. Choose. Choose what you would like me to cook.
Here, I plug a feather out. I put on there. The warden's the judge for the taste.
He pulls out his hair and puts it down.
No problem. I probably have more skill cooking human flesh than you do.
What an interesting challenge this is. All right, competitors, you can request up to 3 items that are found in our kitchen. If you request items that are not in our kitchen, that's just a missing guess, and you do not get to have, or do not get to choose another item. Now, this can be pots, pans, flavorings, an assortment of things. It is up to you to decide what you want to ask for and how you want to ask for it.
Quick question: was
Yep.
the warden in the stands at all?
Nope.
Okay.
Solely himself. Being around actual people.
That's where he's gonna use his scrying ability.
Yeah.
Because he a whole bitch.
Do we get any guesses into what's the kitchen?
It's a kitchen.
Interesting. I will take the cook.
Holy shit, that's a good one! All right, Gisello. It is your turn to choose now.
So it's just like, fuck. Why didn't I think of it?
So it was like, this will be fun.
The battle of actually monsters.
I choose a cleaver.
I brought my own. I have my whole cooking utensil set.
Wouldn't those be considered weapons, though?
Yeah, the knives would have. You can have like turning.
Anything
forks.
else you want to clip?
You can have like turning forks and shit. But yeah, blade, and even like a pocket blade, or like you can have forks.
Remember, I'm DMing soon.
But yeah, you still have all of your cooking,
I'll
your
be
cookware. You still have all your cookware.
Yeah, okay, so I got all the cookware. Get to keep your loot, but no one else gets to keep their stuff.
Mine's not dangerous, baby.
Yeah, right.
No, when they take my magic away, it's useless.
Okay.
I mean,
I
in
mean, you got
assassin's.
pots, pans,
I mean, technically, in
seasonings.
assassin's hands,
You have
a
like all the food
Yeah.
materials.
string.
just not the sharp stuff.
Very deadly.
Let's see, what else?
Don't worry, I thought about it with the warden.
49.
The only thought was, he's the warden. I bet you he's a higher CR rating than what I could take on my own.
I'll take a meat tenderizer.
All right, that's more expected. Gisello, your turn.
He goes. I want the oil from the deep fryers. All right, that's weird as shit. Sounds good. Oil from the deep fryer and a cleaver. We'll see where this goes. All right. Challenge you. Or no, he doesn't say Gisello. He says Dungeon Master. They don't use any actual names.
Okay. My final selection. Why not? I'll take the kitchen boy as well. I know the cook doesn't do all this himself.
All right, kitchen boy, kitchen boy. Do we have a kitchen boy? No, we don't. Child labor is not allowed in this camp. Just slave labor. Just slave labor, no child labor.
I should have said kitchen slave. I knew it.
They're at the Eldorian Juvenile Facility.
Next time.
Dungeon Master, your final choice.
Real quick, can I roll for perception on
Absolutely.
on the way he said that the juvenile detention center? Was there any maliciousness in how he said it? I'll tell you how I'm feeling it. Could the missing kids be there?
You wouldn't be able to glean that off of a
Okay.
insight check.
Roll for
But then how about just from is there something more to what he's saying? I don't know what, but there's something more to what he's saying.
I mean, it just seems like there's kids in a kid prison.
Okay.
A very valid thought, but nothing you can get from this. He says, I'd like a box of matches.
It's fair.
So you, the chef is brought out, along with, what's the second thing you asked for?
The meat tenderizer.
The chef comes out with the meat tenderizer. And he hands it to you. Good afternoon. My name is Chef Spearman. It is my pleasure to be cooking with you today. That's gonna be hard to keep up.
Good choice.
So, and then the cleaver, a pot of hot oil, and a box of matches comes down, and he sits next to Selwyn.
All right, Challenger, how long would you like to cook your hair? And how long would you like to give your dungeon master the chance to cook his feather? Remember that the judging of this cook contest is the Warforged.
It's the warden.
The judge of this contest is the Warforged.
I thought I get to decide.
I don't remember. Did you say the warden was the judge? Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
The judge had to be the
Okay, I thought he was like,
You
I'm
hear it.
changing that.
What? He did? No, he didn't. You did? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh shit. Okay.
Like I said, the judge will be the warden of the prison himself, Fitzhelmut.
Wonderful. Sous chef.
Yes. My name is Natsu, but I am a chef.
Gosh, dang, untalented. All right, start warming up the fire. Here's some spark rocks. I never use these things anyway.
What do you want me to light?
You want some tin? Do we not have a kitchen? Oh,
No, you're in an octagon with a chef.
oh, okay.
It's not to say you can't make a fire. He just wants to know what you want to make a fire out of.
What would I have?
It's clothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's some kindling and take off your clothes.
Okay, well, can't say it's the first time I've had to do this in prison. So he's just humming to himself and stripping. And Gisello looks over and goes, "You want some oil for that?"
Oh, if you're willing.
Absolutely.
Give me some oil, I'll give you some of the food.
Yeah, he pours some oil. He goes, "I don't want it. I don't need it."
Interesting. Well, I can't give you blood, so. Okay. All right.
Could get the chef.
How's the fire going? Does the chef at least know how to start a fire?
Oh, this chef is not awesome.
Not.
It's a prison chef.
He's not horrible. I'm gonna give him +2. So he is really average.
Everything he cooks looks like oatmeal.
It's like
But
It looks like oatmeal.
but he is so happy doing it. Like he is just put the salt on the crust, then there's fire. Like doesn't know what he's really doing.
is like lighting at all.
Oh yeah, there's a fire.
Okay.
It's not a well-controlled fire. But
Get the pan over it.
all right, he does.
Let it
He's
warm up. a bit.
capable enough to do these types of things. So yeah, he gets the fire ready, and Gisella's just standing in the corner, not doing anything.
All right.
He's just spinning the hair or the feather in his hand.
Thank you. You're doing a great job, and I whack his head with the meat cleaver so
Rook-
hard,
Bang, bang, so soon.
and then go to bite his throat out with my
Rook-
sharp teeth.
The chef.
Yes.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Would it be too late to add an addition to the rule if he so desired it?
He could try it.
Okay, so while he's doing this, I kind of look at Gisello, and I kind of hold this up,
Hold
right?
what up?
The shirt, the bloodied shirt, right?
Mhm.
And then I kind of do the W for like trying to get him to understand warden, and like put like I'm saying put it on the warden because he's tasting the food, right? So I'm trying to get that message to him to get to him.
So you do shirt and then W and then point to him.
Yes.
All right. He looks at it and then.
By the way, so argument. This is a meat tenderizer, and I'm preparing ingredients for my meal. Can I use my proficiency in cooking tools?
I like it.
And I make human meat anyway.
In this specific instance, I like it.
It does not go more civilian to table than it possibly
Yeah. In this specific instance, I like that. Yep.
Okay. I was just checking.
C to T.
Do I get surprise attack on him with his back turned towards me?
I mean, you get advantage. He's basically prone.
Okay,
You get
okay.
advantage.
Okay. Yeah, that's 22 to hit.
Okay.
Did I do that right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, 22.
Turns out he's a ninja.
All right. Roll your damage. I mean, that hits. Roll your damage.
Yeah, it's just 22. Okay, damage. The heck does that thing do? Like a mallet?
So call that D4 plus proficiency, or plus your modifier. That should
I like this one. It's sparkly. Let's see if sparkly good. Sparkly bad! Sparkly bad!
What's your modifier?
+2. So that's 3 damage, but that was just a stun for a throat rip.
All right. So yeah, you hit him in the base of his skull, and he crumples, and starts. I mean, he defecates. He's
Oh god!
kind of like twitching on the ground, and then you just rip his throat out.
With my teeth, my sharp teeth.
Extra ingredients.
Okay. Are you trying to? You're not trying to suck his blood. You're trying to rip his.
Oh, I'm trying to
everything
start bleeding him out like an animal.
Okay.
By ripping his throat out
Okay.
at the jugular.
So do you have bite attack?
And maybe impress my opponent.
Do you have a bite attack?
No, I don't. I just have sharp teeth, so it'd be
All
kind
right.
of like...
Do an unarmored. Just an unarmored attack.
Okay, so like a
Unarmed.
1+ strength kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's
Auto hit.
okay. So then yeah, it does 3 damage repeatedly until something's happening, I guess.
All right. So I mean, you do it once.
He's just gnawing his neck
You
off.
between that and that, like he is full on just rolling over on the ground, like spazzing out. You can't tell if he's actually like conscious or if it's just his body in death throes. But it is just spraying blood everywhere, all over the room, all over the floor, all over you, all over the warforged. I mean, it is just everywhere. And Gisello's eyes get very large. And
It's Bruce.
Like a cat going full doofus.
No, I was thinking Bruce.
Bruce?
Yeah.
It's dinner time.
Chef is food, not friend.
Fish it.
he's holding it back, but like barely. His fangs are out. His fingers have like his nails are full on claws. Like he is. His stance has changed, so instead of being straight up and calm, like his right foot's back and he's hunched over like he's about to charge. But he's like holding against the chain link fence. And you do notice that his fingers go through the fence, and he's grabbing it. So it's not like the portcullis where that invisible barrier stopped you. So he's grabbing onto it, and he's physically holding himself down or back. And you see his just like rippling muscle just holding himself back. He goes, "Whatever you're gonna do it."
I pluck out the eyeballs and then let the blood drizzle over the pan a bit, and then I toss him the head and like drag the body part to the center of the octagon, and then go back to my pan.
He jumps on it. He jumps on the head, and he's just fucking ripping pieces off of it.
And I can't blame him. I was just doing the same thing. So
So yeah, that's happening.
yeah, so I just go back and start cooking my stirred eyes of human and hair. So it's gonna be a very special dish.
Okay.
But there is only 10 rounds, so he has to hurry up and get to his cooking.
Well, no, he's just gonna he finishes that head in in about 2 rounds, so about 12 seconds. And then the rest of it, he's eating the body.
Like,
does not
like eating it?
Does not cook.
Oh, okay.
He's straight up eating the body.
I'm in focused chef mode now. Like, even though this is like crappy ingredients, I'm just like, this is still my work. So I'm trying my hardest to make this like an actually amazing dish.
All right, so go ahead and roll for performance.
I hibachi cook, as I mentioned in the first episode. That's my cooking style. The world hates me.
That was not a good roll.
No, that's that's a 8.
Okay.
It's about as bad as I can do besides a crit.
To be fair, you're cooking hair
and
eyeballs.
2 eyeballs.
and eyeballs.
Gosh, you couldn't even give me 4 of them. Jeez.
All right, so you finish your stew. It's complete. Little hair rolling around in it.
That's the garnish.
Oh, waiter. There's a meal in my eye soup. So you have a ding in your head. You recognize that as a timer, and you see that Gisela has the same thing. Like, he shakes his head up. He's just his just covered in gore and flesh. Like, just pieces of skin are like falling off of his face because they've just been stuck to him.
Oh shit!
And he just like looks back and forth from the body to you to his kettle of grease, and looks back over to you, and then walks over to you, and you can see like he's very calm again. And he just leans over and whispers, I left this here for your friends. And then kind of like shakes his head over to the cauldron in the corner. And he says, by the way, you can use magic here.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Alrighty, contestants, enter your dishes.
The Warforged's mouth just goes and like unhinges like a snake or like a nutcracker.
Oh gosh.
So
I mean, he didn't look like that when he was just murder-lating the chef.
So Gisela walks over and just throws the feather in there, totally untouched. And then it closes and then opens back up.
Wait, isn't the warden supposed to be eating it?
Who's asking that?
I'm asking the GM because it wasn't.
Yeah, the warden's supposed to be eating that.
Warren, is this gonna get to you? I need your actual judgment. I tried my hardest on this dish.
You set the competition. The competition rules are set. Enter your dish, and the warden will judge.
I pick up the pot and walk over and just... First, you must have the eyeball. Bite down.
It doesn't.
The warden will be eating this. Enter your dish.
Just eat the eyeball first, okay? Put the eyeball in and then pour the rest in.
The mouth closes. The entry gate opens. A different Warforged walks in, and that one walks out, and the gate closes, and it leaves. So you guys just kind of sit there for about 5 minutes if you want to talk to Gisela about anything.
What the fuck do you mean we can use magic?
How's the chef?
Gods, that was good.
I figured you might like that.
I did.
It's a chef's duty to please his customers.
I liked your friend. I decided I wasn't going to beat you.
Oh,
But I do appreciate the gift.
oh. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
All right!
Those all of a sudden 5-minute conversation.
Just stand there contemplating life.
What
Well,
just happened?
Or the unlife, as it were.
after our second challenge, our venerable warden, Fritz Helmut, the savior of all prisoners, the king of the prison, the lord of lordliness,
Greatest of bitches.
he's our favorite person in the world, and he's really, really, really nice to us and handsome to the
He's compensating. He's
he-
compensating.
Anyways, he's judged. He's judged. And Gisello, your feather was not cooked at all. You've lost. So congratulations, challenger, on cooking your hair.
Dude, that was the eyeball good.
So,
I need to know.
Gisello is taken back, and you're taken to the winner's circle.
So I see it as like.
And you get to sit next to Basil. Like, you're sitting right next to each other now.
How was it?
Damn that warden.
What about them?
He didn't tell me how the eyeball was.
Oh,
And the fucker clipped my wings.
Oh. We need to murder him.
Obviously.
No. Like, it needs to be the most painful suffering he's ever had in his life.
I'm gonna offer him to Gwen as a gift. Nice cooked dish.
I accept this time. Gwyn can eat every part of this man.
That comes from the vegetarian, and we definitely have
No.
everyone else to
No. Fuck him.
Alright, challenger number 3, please enter the ring!
Johnny lights up, door opens, you're escorted to the center. But you can also walk to the center however you decide to.
So Janu obviously doesn't know about the cauldron, right? So he has, I mean, he
Well, you
went.
can see the cauldron filled with hot grease. I mean, it's like steaming.
Okay.
And there's a box of matches next to it. And a cleaver. And a corpse. Part of a head. And
A bunch of roses that were thrown
a
out.
burnt out shirt.
Let's say all 4 of us win. Is that stuff will still be there when we 4 team up?
You don't know.
Maybe.
All right. Well, I'll let you handle that part then.
What is your challenge? Challenger number 3! You will be challenging today's dungeon master.
And then,
Dungeon master of Dungeon Block 3. Insider trade with.
And that's the gnome, correct?
Yeah.
A couple questions that if you can clarify for me. This arena we're in, like, what are the dimensions? Is it like 50 feet up in the air? Like, where's the ceiling on this?
about 20 feet.
20 feet. That's not very high. Are gnomes known to jump?
No.
Not 20 feet.
If you throw them, they'll make
All
No,
right.
gnomes are about 3.5, 3.6.
Here's my challenge. You need to jump up and touch the top of the ceiling 10 times. That's 10 rounds. Which means if you can't do it once, you fail.
So the challenge is we both have to jump up.
Just you.
That's not a challenge. We both have to do it.
That is the challenge. I'm challenging you. If you can do it, then you win. If you can't do it, I win. That's a challenge.
He looks up at the Warforged and waits.
The answer is that's lame. One person does not do something that the other does not do. Battle of the bands, battle of the cooks, battle of the jumps. That's all fine, but you got to do what you challenge somebody else to do.
That's not. Wasn't part of the rules.
Sucks to be a prisoner, doesn't it? If you would like, you have some time to modify your rules in any way you would like to see if they are rejected again.
Fine. We both jump 10 times. You have to out jump me all 10 times.
Silence. For just a second, and then
10 jumps, highest jump over the highest of 6 jumps wins.
Best out of 6.
Best out of 6.
That's what he said.
I look
It's
at
canon.
I look at towards the direction of the wherever the voice is coming from,
it's everywhere. It's just
and I'm just
reverberating.
like, "You're freaking lame. Let's go."
If you'd like to clarify, we are more than happy before the competition starts. It sounds like you want 10 jumps, and whoever jumps the highest the most times wins. Is that a correct challenge, or do you have something else you would like to add or take away?
Well, you changed it on me already.
We sure did.
Let's just do best out of 5.
All right, jump test best out of 5. Whenever you are ready.
So he looks over at you. He goes, all right. How do you want to do this? Do you want to jump at the same time? Do you want to go first? Do you want me to do all my jumps first? Do you want to do all your jumps first? What would
I
you
look
like
at
to
him
do?
and I whisper, "Me and my crew, we have a little plan. It's best if you try and lose this if you could, but you don't have to if you don't want to."
Ooh, what's in it for me? Insider Tradewind likes to have his pockets lined.
Well, we can see what we can do. I can't make any promises until we get out of here, but we'll see what we can do for you. I know my friend, he's got a
I didn't get into prison for white collar crime, for doing things that might get me benefit in the future.
I mean,
What are you gonna do for me?
what do you want?
What you got on you right now?
Nothing. But these pants and these boots.
Give 'em. Now I'm just kidding. I don't want your pants and boots. But if you have nothing to offer me, then I do not see why I should give up a chance at
The
freedom.
death of the
Who are
warden.
you? What?
The death of the warden.
I don't really care. I just want to go away. I just want to run away from you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a hero that wants to kill the warden. If he dies, it'd be super cool. But I'm just really scared of being here, and I like to try to pretend that I have it all under control. But this is not a fun place for me.
What if, look, shit's gonna go down. I would try and get you out of here, but if I cannot, like, that's all I can offer. I can offer that I will try and get you out of here, but you know how things go when shit goes sideways.
You know what?
Beat this! And he jumps like 4 inches. So the top of his head gets to like your armpit.
Nipple high. Just,
Oh shit!
I'm just saying.
All right, that's one.
I'm just saying.
he jumps and actually
I try.
shits.
I say. I try to make a deal with you, and then I jump.
He startups.
One for the challenger.
You jump next.
I jump.
Keep going. I want to see what you got.
No, that's not the rules. We each alternate. You're not the challenger here. You go next.
Your dick.
He climbs up the fence a foot or a couple feet and then jumps off.
That wasn't part of the
Number
rules.
2 goes to the Dungeon Master.
No, that's
It is
not-
1-1.
We jumped off the floor. That's the rules. He broke the rules. That's cheating. He needs a punishment.
Did you say jump off the floor?
I did.
Did he? Am I just not listening to this?
But still, I don't know if I did or not. But
I was asking you in real life.
I don't. I honestly,
think you said
I
jump off the
don't.
floor.
But that's still cheating.
Is that rules as written or rules as intended?
The Warforged seems to allow it.
What's the highest thing in this dang thing?
It's the top. I mean, it's like 20 feet up, and then there's like a flat cage up top.
That should be like a Hardy Brothers or something like that.
What's the highest thing that can be climbed and jumped off of?
The fence or
The
the
fence?
Warforged.
Which is taller, the fence or the Warforged?
The fence. The fence is 20 feet to the top. It's 20 feet, and then the top is part of it. So it's a full cage, a full octagon cage, and then the Warforged is about 7 feet.
What you can do now, punk? And then he like runs the other side.
Well, hold on. I challenge. It's who jumps the highest. So if he jumped, that means he jumped from where he jumped from. Doesn't mean he climbs and then jumps. That doesn't count as part of the height. I said whoever jumps the highest. So it's from where you jump. That's the height.
There's silence.
The score stands as 1
Well, that's
and 1.
BS. No, you can't. That is BS.
If you would like to forfeit, you can forfeit at any time you choose.
Oh, the challengers can make the rules, but then it's whatever after that.
You hear Basil from across strumming. Climb the fence. Jump off the top. It's the highest point.
Well, not necessarily because I jump off the.
You are bigger than
Fine.
him.
I climb up to the 20.
That guy's a cock.
Jump on top
All right.
of the
I climb up to the top,
All right,
and I
he's
just
climbing
touch.
up to the top too.
And I just touch the wall.
So, dex or athletics or acrobatics, whichever you want.
Are you jumping or backflipping?
Oh.
All right. Athletics or acrobatics?
Mm-hmm.
Where is acrobat? I'll take 23.
All right. So you scamper up, and like you just hold on to the top, and or like with one foot on the side, and just kind of like hop, and land perfectly. He
Breaks a leg.
Can't do anymore.
Insider Tradewind sees how fast you're going, kind of freaks out a little bit, starts scampering up, gets his foot straight up caught in the chain link fence, twists it, you hear a crack, he falls down, his foot's still stuck. But one of the other foot came off. And you hear,
That counts as a jump. 1 foot left of material, and you try to get height off of that. We'll count it. The score is 2-1 to the challenger.
I just do the same thing again.
The current score is still 2-1. Unless this gnome can free himself, he will lose by disqualification at the end of the 10 rounds. Let's see what he can do.
all right, so he rolled a 1, an 8, a 4, and a 1. So now both of his feet are stuck, and he's hanging upside down, just crying.
Broken ankle.
He's just crying. Yeah, you can see there's like a closed fracture.
They should have taken the deal.
I walk up, I climb up to take my jump. I stop at him. I could have saved you.
All going dark, ladies and gentlemen.
He's going to take.
We're gonna start our own organization in this city.
D4.
Save the children and turn them into criminals.
All right, he takes 4 psychic damage from that.
He took psychic damage.
You might actually kill the gnome.
So like, the color's draining from his head, and he's trying to fight for oxygen and to stay awake. And then he thinks you're coming to save him. Like the borders of his vision are going white, and you appear to him as an angel that just fucking ruins his spirit. And the last thing he hears is that before he passes out.
Wow. Winner by default is the challenger. Please make your way to the winner's circle. Loser. Loser. Dungeon Master. Referee, please get the loser out of the arena.
I look up at the announcer. He's not a dungeon master anymore.
The noob is a savage.
So the Warforged walks over
Should have been a barbarian.
and yanks him out. One of the feet comes out pretty clean, and the other one, the first one that got stuck, it snaps around in like a full circle, and just it gets stuck on the other end, and Warforged just rips it, and its foot falls. It just straight up rips out, and he just drags him out and puts him in the loser circle.
All right. I've never seen somebody lose their feet by jumping for joy. But what a competition this is. All right, our final challenge of the day. Our final individual challenge of the day. Challenger, please enter the arena. And Dungeon Master, please enter too.
So Norm, you and Fundus are going in. So you're walking in first.
Yeah, I go in there. I don't change shape. Just rolling in there like a dust booger.
Fundus walks in, and you can see. Hey, roll perception. Or insight,
Oh, no.
or insight, whichever's better.
Oh, hold on. This is not good. Is that insight?
Yeah, or perception, whichever.
That's a whole 12.
Okay, yeah, you can still see that he's confused. Like he's very unsure of what he's doing, and then he keeps looking over at Basil, and then looking at you, like, and then he's looking up and like, shaking, nodding his head like he's remembering what he's thinking, and then he looks down like he forgot, and then he looks at Basil, and then looks at you, and then looks up and nods his head like he's remembering, and then he looks down like he forgot.
Based off of what happened earlier, could I try to remember the hand signals for kill, warden,
Not booger.
not booger?
Roll history at disadvantage.
That's bad.
What does it say? Roll twice. 5 plus 0. Oh no, 2, 7.
All right. He looks
Oh,
so much
God.
more confused. All right, I'm gonna do this.
Is it kill booger, not devil?
No. Decapitate.
No, have head.
Where's where?
Where is body? What do I punch?
So he heard you say heavy, thick.
Okay.
I did random word generator.
Okay.
So he's like, what? What? And he is just.
I just put 2 thumbs up like he heard me, because I can't hear what he's saying.
He goes, heavy, thick. Heavy, thick? So now, Norm, you're standing with a bugbear. He's looking at you cockeyed, just going, heavy, thick?
Challenger! What is your challenge?
I challenge him to limbo.
You either always win or you always lose.
Fundus looks at you and goes, what? And then,
Challenge approved!
the Warforged just holds his arm out.
I look at Fundus like, if you can go under arm, first one to knock arm loses.
Okay. Fundus crawls on the ground under it. Fundus crawl underarm. And then the Warforged lowers it to about 3 feet off the ground, which is where he was crawling.
So I roll underneath it.
All right, it rolls to about 6 inches off the ground, which is where you were going. Fundus like looks at it, and then tries to crawl under it. He doesn't like.
Oh,
Actually, wait. I'm gonna see if he realizes that he can pick the guy up or not. Nope. He tries to crawl under it. Just poop straight into the arm.
Oh, all right. Challenger wins.
That was the most anticlimactic.
Dungeon Master, please just go.
I roll up to Fundus, and like pseudopod out, like kind of beckon him down towards me.
Well, he's still laying on the ground. So he's kind of like rolls over on his side and looks at you.
Fundus,
Fundus tried being heavy and thick.
You are just the most. You are thick with 3 C's.
You
also,
are
Be
thick
prepared.
with 3 C's.
We are going to kill the shit out of the warden.
Fundus just want to hurt somebody.
It's just he starts kind of like patting the side of his head, like, don't worry, we will absolutely hurt somebody.
Okay. Fundus Miss Bunny Boy. So you're escorted to the winner's circle. Fundus is escorted to the loser's circle.
By the way, as a side note, I have been giggling to myself the whole time because I knew exactly what I was gonna do, and I don't think anybody had any idea. It was just like this is gonna be so.
I was gonna have
fun.
him pick up the Warforged. Was like, no, he's just gonna try to do it.
I don't think he's smart enough to figure that out.
As soon as Norm rolls in and is like, all right, Norm, you kind of had that plan. I kind of got the gist of it, but I'm trying to figure out what exactly we're going to do here now.
I think that I don't know that we can riot
Yes, I don't
our
think
way
that's-
out of here.
I don't think
But
that's
I
the
do
plan.
think we can cause so many problems and get so far underneath his nails that we might get him to come out of his office.
That is true. We do have the next challenge as a group to win our freedom. I don't know what that entails, but we still. Do I look over and see that the knife and all that stuff is still out there?
Yeah, everything's still in there, including
Did
the
you-
foot,
did
just hanging by, like it's
I
ankle
look
on
over
the
like-
side.
I look at my foot and like, oh, no, it's still too small.
Did you go? Did you go over what the final challenge is yet?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see
It
what
seems like there's like a built-in, like all the guys in the blocks are just kind of like they're turning away a little bit uninterested. The losers are being escorted back. Like it seems like this is a planned lull for you guys to just go to talk.
The whole crowd is still trying to figure out what the fuck just
Yeah, there was a
happened.
lot of confusion that just
Like,
happened.
It went from
Like,
here
that was
to
real
here,
intense.
real quick.
All right, guys. We have to somehow. We have to get out of here somehow. How do we get the warden and those?
The warden, when I was in his office, he did mention there are multiple ways to get out of here. I'm assuming one of the ways is this, winning the challenge. We could try to win the challenge to win our freedom, but knowing his corrupt ass self, I don't think he gives a crap. I think this is just free entertainment for him and his sadistic self. So I don't know if we can get the warden down here. Let's burn him to a crisp. If not, I don't know. That's the
Well,
only
you
thing I'm
so
thinking
so you
about
so
right
you
now.
talked with him.
Yeah.
Do you think he's egotistical enough where we could convince him to come down for the final challenge somehow?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's very egotistical, flamboyant. He seems to think very highly of himself, that everything's beneath him. When I told him the story, he honestly, wholeheartedly believed me about what happened, but then didn't give a rat's ass about two shakes. So, like, I think he's egotistical, especially with how lavish his life was within a prison cell.
Is he a fighter though?
I would assume he is quite strong as a fighter. I don't know.
The losers, are they going to be accessible? Or are they going to be closed off where we can't?
Well, right now they're still in their like loser circle area. They're all separated from each other, but in a moment they'll be taken back to their cells. But if you want to do anything with them before, try to communicate or something. They're within hearing distance, so you don't need to sign. You don't know if you don't know if that's going to be like quote unquote allowed or not.
Oh,
But-
well, if that's the case, I just yell, Fundus, rage! I'm going to say, here's our distraction. Let's see if we can piss the warden off enough.
Fundus charges the two Warforged behind him.
Oh, actually, when I yell rage, I'm going to use prestidigitation, so it sounds like it was someone else that said it. So it can't come back to me.
Your ring glows orange and you can't cast.
But they said we can use magic.
In the ring.
Inside the ring.
It's, oh well. On this.
Fundus is about to die. He's about to become fun dead.
I'll be sad actually if on this dice. As he's starting to rage, I say, I kind of get close to the group and whisper, I think he's a little bit of a distraction. This is start poking where piss off the warden. I don't know if he heard me, but we'll see what our challenge is as well.
If we're allowed to challenge
Let's
anybody,
Let's challenge the warden, yes.
no,
Oh.
but not in a direct combat because they'll probably just say no. What if we just have to get him into the ring? Why don't we challenge him to hear our grievances in front of everybody, and then kill him as fast as humanly possible?
Well, I don't think he'll listen to our grievances. He doesn't care.
No, I'm
he
saying
tore up
just getting him out of his office.
Well, we'll have to think of a way to get him out of his office. I don't think it's going to be just Fundus, effing up some war forges and causing a distraction as we figure this out. Having more time to plan. That's what really Fundus is doing for us, is making more time for us to plan.
Fundus gets laid out. Straight up,
Probably
just
not the first time Fundus has been.
laid out. He gets both of his attacks off,
Yeah.
misses both, and then the first one just smashes him on the head with a hand, and the second one hooks him while he's falling.
Okay,
And he's
it
just
looks like the
sleeping.
Warforge will fuck us up too. So we need to figure something out. And if the Warforge are underneath the warden, he's going to be quite strong. I don't know what we will be able to do against him. Just a thought.
Have we ever been able to glean how the warden is controlling the Warforge?
Well, I had a few thoughts about that. Obviously, I honestly think it's the robe he's wearing, the flamboyant robe, or it's something in his office. He had 3 special items in the office. He had a
Was the warden wearing a ring?
yes, the warden was wearing a ring as well. But the 3 things that he had behind him were a book, and then like a orb that had, one that had the troll's head. The other one was skeletal hands within an orb, or being held by skeletal hands, which could
a
be
dagger being held by skeleton hands.
a dagger. I thought it was okay. A dagger.
Silver
And it's
dagger
in
in like a
orb.
leather sheath.
And
Yeah,
it's-
it was in a glass.
It was in a glass. Okay, and then there was a book that was open as well. I think these 3 items are probably his most prized items.
And all 3 of those items were in like the glass.
Yeah.
or,
Well,
like,
and-
a
and
case.
I mean,
if we ever were to find a way to get this oil in his office and burn it to the ground and burn out his entire estate, I think that'd be funny.
After I get my clips.
think of it this way.
Oh, absolutely. They're probably in his office as well.
He would probably have to be operating the thing for the Warforge to run, right? I would assume.
Are the
like, it
Warforged
couldn't-
wearing rings?
They're not.
Yeah. So
Because
I honestly think there's probably something to do with the ring he has or something he's wearing on him.
did you see? Because those Warforged took you to see the warden. So did you see any of those things kind of have any type of power? Like, did you notice anything about them?
No, I didn't notice anything about him. I looked around. I tried to find jewelry. He does have an assistant. She has a ring as well, but is quite distracted. But as anything else, really, his office was just flamboyant to show off his position. Lots of books, and literally is not going to do anything because
he
he's so
never-
corrupt.
He never took off the
Did you
robe?
say he had a secretary?
Yes, he had the secretary.
Was it a female?
Yes, it was. She was a gnome. I tried to put on the charms as well, but she was she wouldn't look up from her papers.
Yeah, but that's you.
So I mean,
Okay.
someone as egotistical as this warden, I don't think he would not have the thing controlling
Well,
the
that's why I
Warforged
said
at,
it's most
on
likely-
him
yeah,
at
that's why
all
I said
times.
It's probably
I
the
think the-
ring
I think-
and the robe
I think, yeah.
has something to do with it.
Is there still blood in the octagon?
Oh God, yes. There's a foot hanging down from the octagon. There is a decapitated chef with a mostly like an almost bleached skull. Like it was licked.
If we
eaten
could
clean.
somehow get him into that octagon
Wow.
before Jessalo,
How are we going to get him into, like, what are we going to do against something like that? That's just my question. But
yeah,
we can try something. We can play the long con. I just sent Fundus to really figure it out for us, so we can have more time to communicate. I needed a distraction. Oh crap.
Yes, Fundus appears to be very incapacitated.
Yeah, well, that was a short distraction.
So Fundus is being dragged back, and the other former dungeon masters are being taken back to their cells at this point.
well, I don't know about y'all, but I think maybe we fight this final battle and see what happens.
So I think there's at this point the best thing we can do for everybody involved is to see where this takes us and plan for the future.
I agree. As I had a, well, I was sitting with the warden. Yeah, he really pissed me off, but a few things came to mind. This might sound a little off, but I honestly think if we play a little to his wants and desires, it might get us a little bit further, for us to, come back when we are needed to fix this. This is a good insight to see the corruption of Aldoria. So let's get out of this so we can fix the situation and obviously get your wings back.
Yeah, I've got one cigarette left, and if that's gone by the time before I get my wings back, I don't think I can agree to any plan of his. So,
Challengers. Oh, you ready?
yes,
One
let's hurry
by
up.
one, a stair appears in the center of the octagon, lowering down further, 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 further into darkness.
Is like the whole stage like turns into stairs.
Just the center, about 5 feet wide, starting from the center, going.
There's like one staircase going
Yep.
down. Okay.
So some of the blood starts dribbling down the stairs. The Warforged point at you, and just all of them at the same time point and gesture to stand. And
That's not
looking
ominous
around,
at all.
all of all of the blocks are just silent and watching.
John Noob, can you grab the oil cleaver and the flint?
And that's where we're gonna end.
Dang it.
At the oil cleaver and the flint.
Name of the episode.
All right. Well, that's the end of that episode. Prison fight has our first round of prison fights have been completed.
Name of the episode: Challenger approaches.
Oh my gosh.